Happy Hump Day. Phil Lindemann with your Krystal 93 News at noon. Dozens of people gathered in Dillon yesterday from all across the country for answers on the Uptown 240 project. One person did not show up. The developer.
I got an email from the Autoborgos from Danilo about 2:40 this afternoon with a statement that he wanted me to read, so I did comply. I read that statement to the crowd, and hopefully the next one they can be here and try to open up that communication as to what's going on.
That was town manager Nathan Johnson. One man even stormed out when the developer no-showed. And Johnson says he feels his frustration.
Seems like it's a daily basis of people calling us, trying to get answers to their questions.
Even the project lender sent a representative, flying in from Detroit. A buyer at Uptown told us he made a down payment in 2019 and gets nothing but vague replies by email when asking about progress. Here's a simple question. Who exactly owns the medical office building at St. Anthony's in Frisco? The answer, though, it's not so simple. Dave Reynolds with Summit County.
We don't own the entire facility. Okay. And so it's not just us, it's also the hospital, but then there's also this kind of tenant board that has some control over various aspects of the facility as well. It's a very complicated kind of agreement as far as how all that works together.
This question came up yesterday for Unsheltered in Summit, the local program giving working homeless a place to park and sleep in their cars overnight. The various owners do not want them sleeping there. Former Aspen City Councilman Adam Frisch says he's got a shot at beating U.S. Representative Lauren Boebert. A voter poll paid for by Frisch shows him trailing Boebert by 2%. A poll from July put him at 7 points behind. Pollsters predict this race will get a lot of attention before Election Day, November 8th. They do not expect that Frisch has a chance. Here locally, 10 incumbents and challengers are coming to the Frisco Senior Center tonight for an election forum. Up against incumbent Democrat Dillon Roberts is Republican Matt Solomon, formerly of Eagletown Council.
Education, public safety, those are the top two. And then the economy, the cost of living, the cost of housing, all the small fees and taxes that have been added to stretch us thin.
We will also be asking candidates for their positions on ballot questions, like affordable school lunch, taxes for workforce housing, and the grocery store wine bill. Tonight's forum opens at 5 p.m. with questions at 5:45. Again, that's at the Senior Center in Frisco. Town of Dillon is asking voters to approve $20 million in debt for affordable housing. The town promises to repay that debt with existing tax revenue. That question's on the November ballot. Town of Frisco wants your thoughts on a revised Trails Master Plan. Stop by the First and Main building anytime today and talk with staff for details on dirt and paved trail projects. Open house ends at 6 o'clock tonight at the First and Main building. Local fire danger remains moderate today, with no fire restrictions in Summit. In sports, the Rockies beat the Dodgers last night 5-2. The Rocks are riding a 3-game win streak to end the season. Last game's today, 2:20 with the Dodgers. The Alpine Ski World Cup is making 4 stops in the U.S. this year. Killington for Thanksgiving, Birds of Prey at Beaver Creek in December, Palisades Tahoe in February, and Aspen in March. The World Cup has not been to Aspen or Tahoe since 2017. And in local sports, brought to you by Cassandra Schultz & Associates, with American Family in Dillon, Summit High Boys Soccer beat Vail Mountain School yesterday, 2-1 at home. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News.